Talk guys, welcome to the channel. Without fucking let's go for more news, but first don't forget to subscribe and leave a like. Michael Cohen, DA brags star witness, offers surprise that could sink prosecution's plans. You can now add shameless thief to the many odious descriptions of Michael Cohen, the star witness in Manhattan District Attorney Alvin Bragg's grotesquely farcical prosecution of former President Donald Trump. Cohen was already shredded on cross-examination last week as a prodigious liar who was bereft of conscience and devoid of decency. His depravity knows no bounds. Append embezzlement to his menagerie of crimes that already include fraud, perjury, and tax evasion. He belongs back in prison, not in a court of law, peddling more falsehoods. Without batting an eye of remorse, Cohen on Monday coolly admitted that he stole $30,000 from the Trump Organization by pretending that he reimbursed a tech company called Red Finch when, in fact, he pocketed the cash. It was literally a brown bag operation. But Cohen didn't stop there. He then pilfered an additional $30,000 by inflating the remuneration that he charged Trump. The DA knew all about the larceny. Instead of charging him criminally, they made him their central witness in the case against Trump. Who says crime doesn't pay? Bragg and his coterie of partisan prosecutors never hesitated to hang their crooked case on a notorious shyster who was incapable of telling the truth. They expected Cohen to lie to the jury, which he happily did. They enabled and encouraged his deceptions. The district attorney should indict himself for suborning perjury. More of Cohen's unabashed greed was exposed by the defense on Monday. When Trump departed for the White House in 2017, his personal attorney was left behind but not neutered as his boss intended. Cohen devised a plan to monetize his connection to the new president by snookering corporations and other entities into paying him millions of dollars for imaginary influence. It was a remarkable grift by an inveterate con artist. So, there you have it. Cohen lied about his client, secretly recorded his client, stole from his client, and scammed other clients. Is there anyone who wasn't victimized or swindled by this scoundrel? Now, he's trying to dupe the jury. In court, there's no resurrecting the dead. But that didn't stop prosecutors. On redirect examination, they tried in vain to rehabilitate Cohen's credibility, which had been torn to pieces. It was like trying to stitch back together a dismembered Cabbage Patch doll. There was no fixing the self-proclaimed fixer. As a witness, Cohen's testimony belongs in the trash along with the rest of this garbage case. Incredibly, Cohen tried to rationalize his $60,000 ripoff of his own boss by absurdly claiming that he was exercising self-help, because Trump did not give him the annual bonus that he expected. Seriously, he said that. It was comical. What if every disgruntled employee decided to swindle the company when their Christmas bonus is missing a digit? Last time I checked, illegal enrichment for personal betterment is not a legal defense to theft. When Cohen finally slithered off the stand, the prosecution rested its case. In a risky move, the defense then called his former attorney, Robert Costello, who was no longer bound by the attorney-client privilege. It was a moment of high drama, as the veteran lawyer who was once a top federal prosecutor pummeled his one-time client as a habitual liar. Costello informed the jury that Cohen lied to them while on the witness stand. In 2018, his ex-client confessed to Costello that Trump did nothing wrong and committed no crimes. It was all Cohen's idea to surrender to Stormy Daniels' demands. He handled everything, and Trump was kept in the dark. I swear to God, Bob, I don't have anything on Donald Trump, testified Costello as he recounted numerous conversations with his then-client. To prevail, the DA must show that Trump understood campaign laws, knew he was violating them, and intended to deceive voters in 2016 when the payments were booked as legal expenses in 2017. During 5 weeks of trial testimony, no one has offered such evidence. Moreover, it's factually impossible to influence an election after it is over. Despicable, Republicans slam dirtbag Trump for cribbing off Nazi Germany. Former President Donald Trump's Truth Social account caused a stir on late Monday evening by promoting a video that, among other things, shows a newspaper headline announcing a hypothetical Trump presidential victory clearing the way for a unified Reich, an apparent reference to Nazi Germany, which famously referred to its own dictatorship as the Third Reich to signify it was the third great empire to unite the Germanic people. Former President Donald Trump's Truth Social account caused a stir on late Monday evening by promoting a video that, among other things, shows a newspaper headline announcing a hypothetical Trump presidential victory clearing the way for a unified Reich, an apparent reference to Nazi Germany, which famously referred to its own dictatorship as the Third Reich to signify it was the third great empire to unite the Germanic people. Former Trump White House Deputy Press Secretary Sarah Matthews was similarly appalled. Trump's continued use of Nazi rhetoric is un-American and despicable, she wrote. Yet too many Americans are brushing off the glaring red flags about what could happen if he returns to the White House. When someone shows you who they are, believe them. Former Trump White House Deputy Press Secretary Sarah Matthews was similarly appalled. Trump's continued use of Nazi rhetoric is un-American and despicable, she wrote. Yet too many Americans are brushing off the glaring red flags about what could happen if he returns to the White House. When someone shows you who they are, believe them. Read more. Hush money isn't a crime. Slush money is. While the exact origins of the video are unclear, and the Trump campaign has denied any involvement from Trump in creating it, it is not the first time the former president has landed in hot water for his apparent closeness to Nazism. Read more. Hush money isn't a crime. Slush money is. While the exact origins of the video are unclear, and the Trump campaign has denied any involvement from Trump in creating it, it is not the first time the former president has landed in hot water for his apparent closeness to Nazism. Stefanik, there is no excuse for Biden to block aid to Israel. House Republican Conference Chair Representative Elise Stefanik, Republican New York, rebuked President Joe Biden for blocking some weapons shipments to Israel while speaking at an event in the Knesset on Sunday, promising that former President Donald Trump will pursue more favorable policies for Israel if he returns to the White House. I have been clear at home and I will be clear here. There is no excuse for an American president to block aid to Israel, aid that was duly passed by the Congress, Stefanik told attendees at a meeting of the Knesset Caucus for Jewish and pro-Israel students during a visit to Israel. Stefanik, the number 3 Republican in the House, also rapped Biden for EAS-ING, sanctions on Iran, paying a $6 billion ransom to the world's leading state sponsor of terror, or to dither and hide while our friends fight for their lives. No excuse. Full stop, she added. Stefanik vowed that the U.S. will not rest until the hostages are back home, and said that the war in Gaza is one between the forces of good and evil. Total victory starts with wiping those responsible for October 7th from the face of the earth, she said. Stefanik, whose name has been floated as a possible running mate for Trump, said that she has been a leading proponent and partner to President Trump in his historic support for Israeli independence and security. She listed examples of that support, including moving the U.S. Embassy in Israel to Jerusalem, the Abraham Accords, and moving Israel to CENTCOM. Be'ezrat Hashem, we will return to this strategy soon, Stefanik said, using the Hebrew phrase for with God's help. The topic of Sunday's caucus meeting, attended by Knesset Speaker Amir Ohana and the caucus 2 chairman, MK Dan Ilaz, Likud, and MK Moshe Terpaz, Yesh Atid, and dozens of supporters and activists, was campus anti-Semitism. In a widely viewed hearing, Stefanik asked the presidents of Harvard, University of Pennsylvania and MIT whether, calling for the genocide of Jews violate their code of conduct or rules regarding bullying and harassment. At the Knesset, Stefanik recalled that she asked the question because she felt the university presidents were avoiding answering questions directly. And you, viewer? What did you think of the Biden situation? Leave your opinion in the comments.